Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2 and TikTok. So TikTok, I'm going to do 2 or 3 of these 10-minute videos, and I'm going to do one long-ass video after this 10-minute video on YouTube. So YouTube will get 2 parts. TikTok, you'll get a little bit more because you only have 10 minutes, and I don't want to do it live. Alright, but it's mindfuck time. And this is my second attempt at this because I fucked up. So, you have a zombie who's undead, you have a vampire who's undead, and you have a werewolf. Alright? So, if you get bit by a zombie, a werewolf, or a vampire, you become a zombie, a werewolf, or vampire. Now, you can cure being bit by a vampire, and you can cure being bit by a werewolf, but you can't cure being bit by a zombie. Yeah, complex, right? Okay, so here's where shit gets complicated. Alright, so a zombie is undead, and a vampire is undead. And we know zombies out of the three are probably the most indestructible because they are not killed by sunlight and they walk in the day and the night, where werewolves are killed by silver bullets or anything silver in general. But that's about it. Otherwise, they're virtually indestructible. Now, vampires who created werewolves to guard them during the daytime while they slept, they can be killed by sunlight. If you burn their coffin, if you go by old lore, and a stake to the heart. It doesn't matter what the stake is made out of as long as you stake the heart, which means if you stab a vampire in the brain, you're just going to piss it off. But if you stab a zombie in the brain, the zombie's dust. In fact, the only thing that can stop a zombie is really a bullet to the brain. You can run over a zombie with a tank, and if its body's still composed, it can get right back up. It might need a little help, but it get back up. And for the most part, most zombies are only dangerous in packs. However, a werewolf is dangerous by himself, and a vampire is dangerous by himself. Like when I get to the second video on YouTube, I'm just gonna go into a full-on extension, and I probably won't do that before 11 p.m. It is almost 9 o'clock now, so don't go looking to YouTube right away for this. So, all right, werewolves were created by vampires to protect werewolves. That didn't come out right. Werewolves was created by vampires to protect vampires while they slumbered in the daytime. Zombies are undead creatures that walk in day and night, and if all three of them bite you, you become one or the other. If you get bit by a zombie, it may take longer for you to transform. I guess it depends on the zombie, because sometimes those damn bites are instantaneous. And with a werewolf has to bite you at least 3 times, I think, to turn you. A vampire for sure has to bite you 3 times to turn you. Or they can just feed off you without turning you. I don't know how that shit works. Everybody's vampire lore is differently, and it depends on if you want to go Marvel, if you want to go DC, if you want to go real world lore from different continents of Earth. So, if you are in an apocalyptic situation, being that there are werewolves, there are vampires, and there are zombies, just how fucked are you? I want to know, because the only thing that really will survive the longest will more than likely be the werewolves, because they also shapeshift and they can look just like us any day of the week and fit right in with us. Where a vampire also can look like us, but they can't walk in the daytime. Where a zombie, you can't miss a zombie. You literally can't miss somebody walking around with their eye hanging out or their face all twisted and got stuff plopping off of them. You really can't miss them. But you do know that the one thing that they all have in common is if they bite you, you become one of them. However, vampirism and werewolfism can be cured, because the way that you cure them, depending on your lore, to cure yourself from a vampire, you have to kill the vampire, or you have to burn the coffin while the vampire is not in because it kills its power, and you have to do this within the second bite, or even the third bite even, but it depends on the vampire lore, which you go with. The zombie, there's no cure for zombies unless you're from Z Nation, where they were working on zombie cures, and sometimes the zombies just evolved and you never even knew they were zombies, and they didn't know they were zombies. Anyway, well, you can kill a werewolf, but you have to kill the werewolf that turned you. Or you have to kill the werewolf that turned that werewolf, and that should initially break the curse of you and the other werewolf. However, there's no guarantee that the curse won't have residual effects. You may still have the werewolf probabilities. You may still have the werewolf strength. You may still have the werewolf hunger. But the problem is, the werewolves don't really have a hunger. You don't see werewolves going down after blood. Werewolves really shapeshift into wolves, and then they eat whatever the hell they want. Sometimes that may be you. Most of the time it's not, but you never know what a werewolf really craves. Where vampires only crave blood and zombies only crave brains, you only know that about those three creatures. You don't really know if werewolves have cravings or not. You do know that vampires crave blood and zombies just crave eating whatever the fuck's in front of them. And turning you into a zombie is really not their priority mission, but it is exactly what happens when you get bit. Where a vampire and a werewolf, they do turn you as a way of procreation, and vampires are supposed to be immortal, but are they truly immortal if you can burn their coffin or put a stake through their heart and kill them? Where, like in the Highlander series, if you do all the things above other than cut off the immortal's head, the Highlanders are immortal until you take off their head. So are they like, no one's Vandal Savage immortal? All right, because I don't remember if Vandal Savage ever had his head cut off. Somebody who does DC Comics, let me know. But for the most part, werewolves, you become a werewolf. I think it's in 3 bites. Not gonna swear to that. I know vampires is in 3 bites, again, depending on the lord. Zombies, you become a zombie. 1 bite. No, 1 bite, and you should be zombie right the fuck out. But it will take time for the zombie disease to catch up with you and turn you into a zombie. Vampire, they turn you, purposefully so, and generally it takes 3 bites. So if it takes 3 bites to turn a werewolf into a werewolf and a zombie into a zombie, the real question is, when vampires created werewolves, did they turn dogs into humans or did they turn humans into dogs? No. Or is it an amalgamation of both? Did they change both a human into a werewolf, or did they change a dog into a werewolf? I'm not really sure. And again, I'm going to say it really depends on the lore and what you know. So I'm going to explore this later on YouTube, but I am going to make totally different videos from YouTube versus here on TikTok. Because on TikTok, I am limited to the 10-minute video, and I am limited to the range. Where on my YouTube video, which I will make a total long-ass part, with this part already done, so I'll probably put a tiny clip in it and then go from there. That probably wait till after I shower. But within that, is your mind totally fucked yet? And if you had to be in an apocalypse situation where all 3 of these things exist, how fucked are we? I mean, the zombies we can take out, but there's gonna be a whole lot more zombies than you think. And the fact that a werewolf is the guard of vampires, what would it take to turn a werewolf against a vampire? Or what would it take to cure the werewolf so that the werewolf can turn back into a human? Now, as far as the vampires, you can cure vampirism by, like, if you save the person from that 3rd bite. But if you don't, then they become a vampire. So they're not safe though, because they have to find a place to nest before sunrise. Because if they don't, within that next few minutes, the sun's gonna burst them wide open. They're just gonna burst into flames. So I think we're in more danger from the zombies than the werewolves or the vampires. Because as far as zombies know, the only thing that stops a zombie is 1 to the brain. And you cease the brain function, the zombie cease to exist. But even a fresh zombie that's still not like decomposed and everything, how long do they last? Because eventually the body does decompose. But zombies seem to be walking while they're decomposing. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to say. That's why I say we're in most of the danger from the zombie. Anything silver does damages to werewolves. Now, the trick to that is finding silver. You might not always find a silver bullet, but there's always butter knives around. And they say it's supposed to be pure silver. I don't believe that. I think it's just anything silver, because no one has a pure silver kitchen set. And if you do, you have money. So that being said, I'm going to make another video on YouTube, but I'm going to make another video on TikTok first. But YouTube, we will continue with a whole new level of stuff where I can speak freely. TikTok, there'll be a part 2 to this. Stay tuned. So, thanks for watching. YouTube, I'm going to stop this video and post it, and then I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to post it. But I'm going to make sure that we are abundantly clear on what's going on here. So basically, I just brain fucked y'all for like 10 minutes and 10 seconds or a little more. But I'm going to go into more detail after I get out the shower. So just stay ready, and I hope this will give you time to think about what are we going to do if you are in an apocalyptic situation where you have to deal with zombies, werewolves, and vampires. Something they didn't deal with in Resident Evil would be a combo of zombies, werewolves, and vampires. But Resident Evil is just a walking nightmare factory anyway. So, because they have lickers, hunters, tyrants, Mr. X, and other nefarious beings. We're not going to bring that up in the other video. We're just going to stick with the basics of werewolves, zombies, and vampires. So I hope you guys like this, like 10.5 minutes or better, 11 minutes or whatever, however long this video is. But until the second video, I hope that the 247 of you put some food to thought to this thing. And if possible, give me your thoughts in the comments. You don't have to, because I never really asked for that. But if you do, I would love to have your ideas and let me know how you think what my next video dealing with this shit moving forward. How do you feel about what I've suggested and stuff? So when I make the second video, and I will, so that'll be late because it's 9:01 now. But the other video will be coming later, like after 11 or midnight, and I can go and talk about it, and then I could be a little longer than I could be on TikTok. So thank you guys for watching. I am Echo Van Grey Wolf. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you.